A few months ago, I built a PRR P70 coach, and it made me want to build new P54s, which were my first scale rolling stock designs. I built 3 of them for my original T1, and while they did get updates over the years, they got them inconsistently. In fact, my rebrickable instructions for the P54 coach and the P54 combine have significantly different body styles, though they both have revised bogies. I eventually dismantled all the P54s except one, but now I have space for another passenger car. As such, I wanted to build one P54 coach and one P54 combine to a more standardized design, incorporating features from later passenger car builds like said P70. Very unusually, I actually had the V3 and V4 combines assembled at the same time in order to show the differences. While the new cars are ground-up rebuilds, the most obvious external change is the ends. I strongly disliked using stickers for windows on my first design, and I almost as strongly disliked using square windows on my second design. More recently, I started using transparent tiles for windows. See the curved T1 cab windows, and I decided to try a similar approach with black tiles, effectively making a brick-built sticker. The new builds also retain the diaphragms from version 2, but they gain a whole new roof design, mostly descended from my P70 roof design. In addition to the embedded jumper plates, the clear story has some additional greebling, which tries to suggest the right texture rather than explicitly model features too small for Lego. I also redid the underside of the cars, though I couldn't really complain about the old modeling there. Speaking of the bottom, the front and back are recessed such that I can replace the brick-built bogies with train motors. Like my original cars, the new design can build power cars or powered MP54s, and this time the combine can do so as well. I am using the 6x6 circle here to see if it helps reduce wear on the bogie plate. On the old P54, it looked like the edges of the 2x6 Technic plates scrubbed a lot. I also designed a roof with a pantograph, pulled pretty much straight from my B1, though historically more MP54s used third rail power rather than overhead power. I actually have 2 designs for the brick-built bogies, and I haven't quite decided which one I like more. I think one has nicer stairs, and the other one has nicer frames. Both have nicer frames than the train motor, though, and as such, I also designed these to accommodate geared drivetrains. Such a setup can use several different motors and gear ratios, though the combine can only have one motor on the passenger side. Most powered configurations should have room for PF or PU, but I ultimately did not bother carving out a spot for the power functions receiver. Do note that all the roofs and bogies will work with either the coach or combine. The somewhat standardized construction of the body makes the design pretty modular, if the title of the video doesn't already say that. But what about the performance of these geared configurations? Well, even a single geared up M or L motor can actually run a two-car train at a pretty respectable clip, even on R40 curves. I won't test every gear and motor combination for this video, but two motors would of course provide more power, and lower gears would of course provide more torque. I would not bother gearing for more torque unless powering both bogies though. The various train motors are of course a known quantity, and their low torque and high speed also make them a reasonable choice for a fast and short MP54 train if the uglier side frames are acceptable. And yes, the new cars, like the old cars, can run on all track radii down to R40, but I can pull in the couplers half a stud by replacing this 2x3 plate with two 1x3 jumpers, and the cars can then couple a little closer for wider radii track. Ultimately, how much I like this new design probably hinges on how much I like the tile sticker windows, but I definitely like everything else a lot more than any of the older designs. I will definitely have instructions for these eventually, so be sure to check back on our rubricable. On that note, this is the end of the video. Please consider subscribing if you like what we do, and have a nice day.